everyone, this is Archive12, and today we have a new rap from the Kevin Bennett. This is his Shadow the Hedgehog rap, In the Shadows, featuring Sam Sky. Now, I've seen Kevin talk about this both on the community tab here on YouTube, as well as over on Twitter, and I've been excited to hear this, because Shadow is one of my favorite Sonic characters, as I'm sure he is like many people's favorite Sonic characters. So I can't wait to see what Kevin's done here. Link will be in the description below if you want to watch this without my commentary, because I will be pausing and I will be talking about it. Without further ado, let's get started. Also, I can't tell you how excited I am to see Shadow in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. That's going to be super, super cool. Just want to put that out there.
I keep it moving in the shadows.
Ooh. That was a very soft, sexy, subtle way of bringing this in. Like, I honestly, I was expecting a little bit more edgelord energy, because that's kind of what, like, Shadow kind of invokes in most people when they think of him, is super edgelordy, because, you know, black and red, super broody, yada, yada, yada. He said he is, if you put, like, pictures of the term edgelord up, Kylo Ren, Shadow the Hedgehog, and I was going to say Edward from Twilight, but I don't really think he's an edgelord. He's more just an emo, sparkly vampire. But, like, at least Kylo Ren and Shadow the Hedgehog would be two of the characters that would immediately pop up. Hands down. Easily. Out of hundreds of characters, Shadow is like top tier edgelord. So I was kind of expecting a little bit more of a an angry or like, I don't know, violent sort of like introduction to this. I guess I'm thinking mainly like Cam Steady's Shadow the Hedgehog rap. But instead, this ended up being more like subdued and more emotion-filled, and more, like, I don't know. There's something about this that just feels very nice. I'm listening to this, and it just feels nice. It's the best way I can describe it. I don't know what it is about it, but, like, whatever's going on here, it's like I said, soft, it's sexy, it's subtle. It's brilliant. There's a brilliant 45-second opening. I'm kind of curious to see how the rest of the song goes, though, because yeah, that's an interesting way of starting a Shadow the Hedgehog song.
All that I've ever known. Ever since day one, homie, been alone. Sundown, everybody gonna be headed home, but I stay outside cause I ain't got nowhere to go. No telephone, I don't need my handheld. Just wanna roam, it's a plan like a handbell. You try to do me a service, you getting cancelled, cause the lone wolf is a traveler with a pack well. Anywhere that I'm going, the dark follow. Isolating my body is turning my heart hollow. But if you try to run from the past, you getting swallowed. No amount of bravado can take me out of the wallow. Got my wrist grabbed and then dragged away. Became one with the pitch black, I am the shade. And I just had to embrace it when I couldn't escape. So I never blink, wanna be staring death in the face. When the sun set, the silhouette of an outsider could be seen, searching to be seen. The demon inside of him, keeping him in the shadows. But every day's a battle within for him to be free. You could learn a handful of foreign languages faster than you could ever understand me. Merci, on the outside I look carefree. Inside, I'll be letting out the nightmare screams. Misunderstood, it's who I am, and that's lovely put. When it rains, it pours, I don't make a break for it. I'm a track through the flood on foot. I'm in the deep end, searching for the shadow. Unseen, but I never wore camo. Not many people can hold a candle to me when they come to the dark, but if they do, they just cast a shadow.
I really enjoyed that first verse, but I'm going to be honest. One of my favorite Kevin Bennett songs is one he did with Zach B, and that was Who I Am. Apparently, Who I Am Part 1. I haven't heard part 2 yet. So Who I Am Part 1 is one of my favorite Kevin Bennett songs. Part of the flow near like the middle to end part of that section there reminded me of This Is Who I Am, which if you've never heard that song, it's a song about Shy Guy from Mario. Of all the characters, it's a song about Shy Guy from Mario, but it's a fantastic song. It's one of my personal favorite Kevin Bennett songs. It's right up there with his Cody Rhodes song, at least to me. So yeah, it reminded me of like just the general vibe and feel and flow of This Is Who I Am. And I wasn't expecting that, but since that's one of my favorite Kevin Bennett songs, it's a welcome thing. I really enjoyed how he managed to tie some of the edgelord, broody, emotional stuff of Shadow's like character and his tragic backstory, and him being like essentially the supreme being in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe. I like how he managed to tie all those into specific things, so that way he didn't feel like he was like treading old ground, I guess. The way that he covered Shadow felt new and fresh compared to like what other people may have sung about or talked about with Shadow before. Because if you've ever heard like 5 or 6 nerdcore songs about characters like, let's say, Toto from Jujutsu Kaisen. I can never pronounce that name. Jujutsu Kaisen. Whatever. JJK. If you've ever heard a Toto song or Toto rap, they almost inevitably start calling back to the fact that he like claps. I've never seen JJK. I don't know why he claps, but like that's just something that they always talk about. So it feels like you're covering the same ground that other people have covered. This, at least in that first verse, does not feel that way. This feels like I've heard like, I don't know, 3, 4 different Shadow songs, and each one like may have made references to similar things. If this made reference to anything, it did it in a way that did not like immediately stand out to me as something that someone else has covered in a way that this one covered. Whether it, yeah, I'm not going to say that it's going to stay like that. It is a 4-minute and 18-second song. We've still got a long way to go. We're only 1 minute and 43 seconds in. But at least at this point, this is a different take on Shadow that I have ever heard. And I think it's like probably the best take on Shadow that I've heard so far. See, like in that, if there was a part that covers anything that's already been done, it's literally that line there talking about his dark star eclipsing whatever he doesn't want anyone to see. That's the broody edgelord energy that I'm talking about. But if Kevin has covered anything that everybody else has covered, that's like the biggest one that stands out to me. And he did it in a way that it didn't stand out to me the first time I heard it. And even after now recognizing it, I still don't have that much of a problem with it.
Known as a specimen from a place where it's cold and it's desolate. Don't approach him with no hopes of assessing him. Hit him out when he shows his aggressiveness. So it's best you never poke or expect a fist. Let me cope what I broke, you can never fix. I never chose to be pessimist. I'm only positive. Everything's supposed to be negative. Trauma that I'm keeping inside is feeding my mind. It's eating me up. Bearing the crumb and leaving behind. When he grieving, you ain't never gonna see a tear in his eyes. So we drowning from within. He would rather breathe in the tide. You would never even know cause he good at keeping it quiet. He would rather feel the pain than appear weak. It's just sheer pride. But he feeling the fire. So we gon' burn it all down to debris in the sky. So I'm gonna explode. Look at my composure and now it goes in the moment. I never show it until I'm blowing. He ferocious and no control of it like I'm in a psychosis. And with a dosage, another demon to the hold. And they're coming forward and putting forth on the torture that I've endured. I'm a tornado in the storm. You can board your porch. Unfortunately for sure, I'm taking out the doors and hard floors and the rooftops.
Kevin kind of exploded there once Shadow went Super Shadow. Oh my god. Like, everything about that point, at that moment, went from... Sorry, I'm tired. I've only had like 5 hours of sleep. Everything from that point just like erupted from like being a relatively like laid back rap about Shadow to suddenly it's like he just went super mode, just like Shadow did in the video. Like, everything in that entire section was so much more impactful, more energetic, more just more. I don't really know. He stepped it up a little bit without actually like turning up any grit, turning up any like anger-filled lyrics. The first thing that came to mind would be like, you know, what Fable or Cam Steady or DPS does when they have their normal rapping voice, they've got their normal hip-hop voice, they have and then they have like their aggressive voice. When they like sit, it's almost like they sit forward, they go into the mic and they start like ramping things up until the point that they're screaming. Like, Kevin did that same type of thing without actually getting to the point where he's screaming. So it almost made me pay more attention to it because of the fact that I wasn't taken aback completely by his energy. Like, that was part of it, but it was also just the intensity. He ramped up the intensity without ramping up the aggression, which is impressive to me for a section of the rap that could have easily justified ramping up the aggression in the voice. So yeah, that was really good.
I cannot say when the monsoon stop. Every day I'll be treading right through swamps. To the dark I've adapted. The only light in my life is the time when the moon's out. If the sun too bright, then I can't go. I got no choice when I'm chained by the shackles. Guess I'll be keeping my place in the shadows. Keep it moving in the shadows. Controlling the chaos in my mind. I'll keep it moving in the shadows. Fury and darkness intertwine.
I can say without a shadow of a doubt that this is my favorite Shadow the Hedgehog song. Like I said, I've heard like 4 or 5 of them now. This is my favorite. Hands down, no questions asked, this is my favorite. That was so good. That was... I love that. I love that so much. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you for joining me. I am ArkAlpha12, and I will see you in the next video.